Hello and welcome to the most underrated show on the internet.
We're What's with the Lemon, and oh my god, old cheese on nachos is a bad idea.
You get sick?
I got sick, Joe.
You got real sick?
You
poop on anyone?
no.
Yeah, I know you're a salesman now, so I didn't know if maybe you pooped on someone.
No, but I definitely got sick. I remember It's so weird for me because
It's always nachos with you.
not always.
What was the last time you ate bad cheese? What was that on?
I mean, it was nachos, but I didn't get sick from it.
Still bad cheese on nachos.
It just was old. I would have never guessed. This cheese tastes totally fine. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the cheese in my mind.
Yeah.
But
might not have been the cheese.
Oh my gosh, dude. I remember because I had youth group that night.
Oh, okay.
And on my drive, I was like, I'm going to need to instantly use the restroom when I get there.
I don't know how you had food still in you after all day.
It only hit right then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it didn't hit right away.
Okay,
And
got it.
Which I feel like is a betrayal because it usually hits at the worst time if it's going to do that.
Yeah, well, I guess last time I had food poisoning, it was late. It was like a good 6 hours after
Yours
I ate
was
it.
a betrayal even worse than mine.
It was.
It was good old Papa John's.
Going back before we get into Papa, did you immediately when you get there have bathroom problems?
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom.
Immediate diarrhea?
Immediately.
Oh, sorry. Poop warning, everyone. This could be gross.
Immediately. But I was, I was like, oh, okay, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Luckily, during the wintertime, our youth group, we're currently in an office space, so it's not like we're playing huge games where I'm running around or anything like that.
God, that could have been
brutal.
Yeah.
So we start doing the youth service, and I'm doing okay. I definitely don't feel great. And then come to our prayer time at the end, and we're praying for and prophesying over kids and stuff. It was really powerful. And I have my hand on one of the kids. He's one of my buddies. And I'm just as I'm praying for him and prophesying over him, and mind you, the leaders are kind of with me and everything. I'm I'm going to throw up on him.
Did you say that out loud?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just I literally stopped mid-sentence.
Did you leave?
No, not right away.
Oh, God.
I just held it down, and I finished my prophecy, and then continued to pray and speak over several other kids while I'm just and I kid you not, as soon as it was done with prayer time, I didn't stick around. I immediately went to the bathroom.
Did you throw up there?
No.
Okay.
Same thing. It wasn't until I got home and I told my wife, I was just I am unwell. This, I feel really gross. And I was maybe if I have
more nachos.
No, I was maybe if I have some something fizzy that maybe something
Speaking of that, we don't have fizzy drinks.
Not right now.
What happens?
I'll get you one later.
Okay.
You're fine. You drink it mostly afterwards anyway.
I like my fizzy drinks.
My fizzy drinks. You always make fun of me when I
That's true. The thing. Sorry. Okay, so you had a fizzy drink.
I had a fizzy, a few sips, and I was that was a bad idea. I feel worse, which has never happened to me before.
Ooh.
Usually, fizzy drinks can help settle my stomach a little bit.
I think that's kind of a universal thing.
Not everybody feels that way. In fact, I think it's probably a placebo.
But when you get sick, a lot of times people are get 7-Up or Sprite, something fizzy, or just sparkling water. It helps soothe your tummy.
Yeah, which is a weird thing when you think about it because it makes you burp.
Yeah, it gets the gas out.
Yeah, didn't help. And it was one of those situations where I've more so this last year than any other year previously, I've thrown up a lot. Because that was the beginning of the year where I had the vertigo issues.
Oh, so yeah, real quick. I'm really this is going to be a gross story of the episode. Sorry, guys, for no warnings.
Is it bad just to say that you threw up?
A lot of people eat while listening to the podcast. And
that's not true. Most people are driving. In fact, very few times have I ever heard someone be I was eating while listening to this podcast.
That's a very common thing.
Interesting. I don't usually do that.
Interesting.
Back to my story.
Okay.
Did I tell the whole my battle with vertigo?
I don't think so.
On the podcast, I changed. So I used to I take these caffeine pills, and they're really nice. I've taken them for a long time, but they're kind of expensive. So we went and got.
You want to shout out the brand?
No.
Okay.
And then we went with a cheaper brand.
That's how we get brand deals, by the way.
We went with a cheaper brand.
You want to shout out this brand?
No, don't remember the name. And I couldn't trace it, but ever since I thought it was due to like stress of starting a new
Yeah, because you
job.
just started a new job.
Just started a new job, but like I was having on the job like just dizzy spells, like really bad dizzy spells, and then it got progressively worse. And like I was then having like full on vertigo where I was like could not hold my head up and was like falling over.
Yeah, I remember you calling me in between your trainings. You're like, so, I don't know what's wrong, dude. Like, and I
Yeah,
was like, this sounds like you're like, I can't stand up.
Yeah,
I was like, well, this isn't gonna be a good sign.
it was crazy, and it was to the point where like it was getting so bad where I was like I'd feel fine and then it just hit hard, and I'd just be like I'm gonna throw up. I need to go to the bathroom, and I'd like have to like walk slowly because like I was like I'm gonna fall over.
Yeah,
I'm so dizzy.
that's so weird.
And turned out it was these energy pills. Because
God,
as
the
soon as
things
I
we put in our
as
bodies.
soon as I stopped it, totally gone. Just went away.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it was like it was a similar feeling, like not
How
quite
long were you on those?
a few months.
That's
And it just
insane that you just kept doing
Here's
it.
the thing. If I took one, I was okay.
How many were you taking?
Two. Because they were not super high.
Is this like where
Dosage.
you're taking 800 milligrams of caffeine again?
No, it was low
Okay.
dosages. But if I took two, without a doubt, I was going to have some form of reaction. And
What was low dosage?
low dosage,
100 milligrams? 200 milligrams? So, okay. So if you got 400 milligrams of caffeine,
yeah,
got it.
which is what I usually do.
Which is still a ton of caffeine.
It's within the healthy amount.
It's at the level of healthy amount.
No, it's
like
healthy
at the
amount.
verge.
No, we're fine.
Isn't it like 400 is anything above 400 is dangerous?
unhealthy.
So you are at the unhealthy and healthy. They're diddling
Joe,
each other.
Listen,
with how
listen,
this is
Joe.
how you're playing this game.
This is people have so much more caffeine than I do on a regular
People
basis.
take meth and cocaine all the time. You don't do any of that.
Sure, Joe.
You don't like.
Listen, it's not as I know what I'm doing, and I also had done it several times with the other energy pills with no effect.
Okay, so but here's the thing: you're no longer doing a very demanding job. You don't now need 400.
I sure do.
You do not.
I'm interacting with people all
Dude,
the time.
I did a sales job for 8 years.
Yeah.
No, it was like 6 years. I never had a caffeine pill or a coffee that entire time. Granted, it's a different sales position where mine was actually much more like pushy sales and yours wasn't. But I'm just saying, you don't need it.
I just like to have energy, dude.
Okay. You're just at the unhealthy amount.
I'm not at the unhealthy.
You are.
If I went over it would be
400
unhealthy.
is an unhealthy amount.
It is within the healthy allotment for the day.
It's at the level.
You're
Like saying if you take a little bit of meth, you're okay.
You're getting off
If
on
you take a little
tangent,
bit of
Joe.
weed, it's fine.
You're getting off on a tangent. It's not important to this story. But I got really good at knowing I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. I just don't know when at this point. It hit me like at 2 a.m. It was awful.
Yeah. I can't get past you're just at the level of like
It's so, why are you upset about this now? I've been doing this for years.
I know. I've never had a platform to tell you how insane you are for doing it. Cuz you haven't had any health issues kind of that could have been caused by this stuff, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
I thought I did, but I turned out I did not.
Okay.
Turns out I'm just unhealthy in general.
Do we live in America? Yes,
Yeah.
we're unhealthy.
Yeah, it's true.
Speaking of America, this is coming out the day before our new president is
Oh,
in
that's
office.
right. Is
Well,
it Tuesday?
actually, I don't know because it's on Tuesday is like the ballot thing.
Okay.
But
Have you voted?
yeah, dude, I voted as soon as I got it.
Way to go. We're dragging our feet.
Yeah, which is madness. Speaking of this,
Uh-huh.
let me preference this.
Okay.
I think it is extremely important to vote. If you are an American, you should vote. Okay?
Yes.
Just so we're clear on that.
Okay.
Nothing makes me hate someone more, especially celebrities, or any kind of influencer.
Okay.
When they do I voted with their little sticker. Or it's like, I voted early. It's like, this is the stupidest. It just makes me hate people so much. Like, you're not special. You're not important.
Joe, I've discovered something.
Mm-hmm.
You hate people posting anything on social media about themselves.
That's not true.
Well, You hate it like when it.
I hate me monsters posting about how glorious and special they are compared to us lowly humans.
Well, Joe, you can post something about yourself that you voted. As
I didn't get a
soon
sticker.
as you
Look,
got it,
I was an early voter.
you can tell them that
I
you're
wasn't
better
posting about being an early voter or
than, you
anything
should
like
have.
that.
It would have been hilarious.
I didn't get a sticker.
What's with the lemon? Early voters.
Early voters. Peace out.
And it'd be me in the background still voting.
You'd be like, I will get there eventually.
I will vote.
I don't know if you might not be able to do it by mail, and you'll have to look where it says you can no longer do it by mail.
Okay.
You might have to take it into a ballot place. I don't
Well,
know.
that's fantastic. We probably should have done that earlier.
I mean, it'll say on the thing. I know if you do, you won't do it. I know you won't do it.
This is
Kirsten might.
important.
I
This is an
know
important
you
election.
won't. You won't. You'll
No,
just
this
sit
is-
there and be like, nah, it doesn't really matter.
This is an important election, Joe.
and then
I
you'll
feel like
tell
I gotta do
everyone
it.
you voted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all that to say, a much, much bigger important event happened.
Oh, okay.
The full Life is Strange game is out.
Joe, I bet you our listeners want to slap you pretty
They
hard.
are. So this is all I'm saying.
Okay.
I've already finished it. I
Yes.
finished it today.
Yeah.
Really-
When was the full thing available?
Yesterday.
You didn't even try to make that last.
Well, I have to now get all the achievements, so that
Okay.
will be. And I had to try my other playthrough decisions. Like this
okay.
isn't my playthrough, but I want to see what all the other ones look like now.
I can't do that. I've tried.
Oh, I can't do it with a lot of other things.
I've
but
tried to
I've done
play-
it with every Life is Strange.
I've tried to be
game.
the bad guy in every single game,
Dude.
and I just feel horrible.
It's so weird because that's where I feel like I can get this stuff out.
That's really funny. Yeah, I can't do it.
Great game. One of the two things, and then I'm done. I promise I'm done, people. One of the characters you're supposed to really like in the game, her name is Safi. She sucks. She's awful. The last episode of the game is unbelievably great, I think, until the last 15, maybe 10 minutes.
The actual last minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think it ended very not bad, but on a mid.
Okay. That's upsetting.
Yeah, which everyone kind of knew because they're like, we're gonna make another one. So everyone knew there's gonna be more to this story.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like with the Spider-Verse thing, sometimes if you're wanting a more solid
A conclusion.
yeah, and you just are like,
That
stay
was,
tuned for
that
next.
was one of the craziest things to me. I had no idea
That's
that it
hilarious
was going to be
because
a
you
part
had
two.
you had none.
Because I was things like, how are they going to end this in 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Just a dummy.
I've also want to quickly talk about. I've done it yet again.
What did you do?
I've converted someone to the greatest TV show of all time, Lost.
Oh, who'd you convert?
One of my greatest friends and one of your biggest rivals, Willie,
Has never seen
has
Lost.
never seen Lost and has started to watch Lost.
And he loves it.
He loves it.
It's an amazing show.
It's so good. I'm so happy. So I don't want to talk about Lost
Yeah, we
too
will
much.
not spoil
So I
anything.
don't want to spoil anything. But it made me so happy.
Way to
you
go,
probably
Willie.
do because you don't like them. But
Joe, I gotta tell you gotta stop this gaslighting of this relationship. We don't appreciate it anymore. Anytime me and Willie actually talk, he's like, maybe Joe is the bad one. I was like, no, he is the bad one.
what do you mean?
He
No,
is
no,
the
no,
bad
no, no.
one. He's just the bad one that talks to you more.
Justice.
Yes, Joe.
I have a new game for us to play.
A new game?
A new game.
Okay.
Now, we're going to did you get any inspirations?
No.
Okay. So I asked Justice earlier today.
But
If
I
you had-
told you it's hard. But
Yes.
you helped me with the news one because it's it's a news thing.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is, so I
Well-
can't make a song for what I don't know.
And because it's gonna be different
Okay.
almost every week.
Okay.
So the closest I could give you is it's gonna be a little game showy,
Gaming
a
show.
little exciting, a little. So you are
Joe's just popping his head back and forth.
you were the inspiration for this.
I was the inspiration
Yes.
for this.
Do you
tell.
remember one of the most important things you said last episode?
One of the most important things I said
Yep.
last episode?
This was my main takeaway from last week's episode,
Oh my god.
and you said it.
Oh my goodness. So I'll be full disclosure. I have not gotten a chance to re-listen to our podcast before this time, which I usually do.
Okay,
So it's
but
not fresh in
we
my
did
head.
talk about it. Like we did the pod. Like we are the
Yes.
podcast.
I can't remember the most important thing that I said to you.
What do you think it was? Go back. We talked about some pretty important stuff.
We did.
What do you think could have been the most important thing we talked about?
Are you gonna make me try to figure this out? I
I
can't.
just want you one guess.
Uh,
And you can't even. The fact that we're talking about PG, maybe? No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, what did I say about it?
It had nothing to do with that because that would be stupid.
Okay. Okay.
This is about. You mentioned the trolley game.
Oh yes.
For those that don't know the trolley game,
That would have been a deep cut for me, Joe. That was a thing I said in passing. It wasn't even a conversation.
and it
we
was
had.
the main takeaway I got from the podcast is we should do the trolley game.
The trolley game.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, you're gonna make me answer these kinds of questions.
So for those that don't know, the trolley game is you see a train going down a path that is either
trolley,
gonna,
Joe, not a
a
train.
trolley train, whatever.
Jeez.
That is going down a path that is going to either hit one person
Or a group.
or a group of 5 people.
Yeah.
And you are at the control panel. You have to decide. You cannot not decide.
And if it makes it worse, the one person you know them. But
No, no,
five,
no.
But the five.
No, no.
I'm just saying, if you want to make it worse,
Yes.
you know that person, but you don't.
That's not how the actual scenario is supposed
it
to
is.
be.
Will you spare the many but kill the one?
So the train the trolley is gonna hit the 5.
Yeah.
You have the choice to change it to the 1 or do nothing.
Yeah.
But you're in control. So to start, Justice, you are at the trolley control panel.
Yeah. I'm the trolley guy.
You see it hurtling down to 6 screaming people. Do you save the 1 or do you save the 5? This is the default trolley instant.
I mean, default, I'm saving the 5.
Saving the 5, so you're killing the 1.
Killing the one to save the
You are
5.
killing the 1.
Yeah.
That, I think, if you are a human, the right decision.
Yes.
That is the right decision to make.
You're gonna make this way worse for me now.
I got a bunch of these from an online generator trolley game.
Oh my goodness.
So
an
you'll know
online
you'll
generator.
You'll know when it switches to
an AI generator.
Yeah. 1 teenager
Okay.
or 5 seniors.
Oh.
Yeah. You're in control.
So this is the game. I just gotta choose.
this is the game. This is the
Listen,
game.
Joe. 5 seniors. How old are we talking?
Seniors 55 and older. Not that old actually.
It's not that old. 1 kid.
1 teenager
Yeah. How old?
who could be the next, super smart person or an absolute dropout idiot who means nothing.
So in this scenario, this sounds horrible, but I am saving the teenager.
You're gonna kill 5 people for 1 person?
The way I justify that in my head is that they've lived way more life.
Fair. True.
They've lived way more life, and this kid's just getting started.
Yep.
He doesn't know. He hasn't had a chance to live his life. He hasn't
Technically,
got married.
just to clarify, this is a teenager because we're gonna get younger eventually. I want to clarify this is a teenager.
You're the worst.
Again, a lot of these were not my doing.
It was an AI generator.
Okay. So far he's killed 1 and then 5.
Yeah, I'm at
So
6.
you've killed 6 people here.
Yeah, I've killed 6 people.
All
Man,
right.
there's a death tally. Oh man.
1 woman or 6 men. This is what would you do, Justice? You have the choice of life and death here. 1 woman or 6 or 5 men.
That's so mean.
It gets worse.
Ugh.
Trust me, it gets worse.
All similar ages.
Yep.
Probably. It's the 1 woman.
Killing the woman?
Killing the woman.
God, you're such a
A sexist?
you're
Yeah, sure.
such a just what's it when men
Misogynist?
are Yeah, God, you're just
Yeah.
he disgusts
That's me. I'm a misogynist, not just trying to save. I'm just trying to get my tally back in the right
Yeah.
way.
1 black man or 5 white guys.
Joe, I don't see skin color, bro.
Okay.
I'm killing the black.
You
the black man.
Oh yeah? You
Yeah.
don't okay, so you could have said I'm killing the 1. But you said I'm killing the black man.
You know, it's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you gotta really emphasize.
I just also want to point out my co-host views on the world do not reflect my own. I would have killed the five white guys.
Why would you have killed the 5
Because
white
I
guys?
stand with our brother.
You be quiet. It's ridiculous.
One baby versus 5 parents.
5 parents to multiple. Oh man.
You don't know these people, but you do see that's a baby. That could be my little Levi.
That's really hard, Joe. That's
Or
not
five
fair.
5 other parents that have their own kids.
This is a terrible conundrum that you're putting me in on this one. The trolley game. I don't know. This one's not easy.
No, it shouldn't be. None of these should. Which one of these were easy?
A few of them are pretty
These
easy.
are people's lives.
I'm really good at making,
was it the last
I'm
one?
really good at making good, hard decisions.
Yeah, it seemed like you made the one right before this a little too quick.
Well, it was also, the woman one was really funny too because it was easy for me as well, but that's why I laughed so
It
much.
seemed a little bit harder than the black one.
Listen, man, if it was 1 white dude and 5 black guys, I'd save the black guys, just so you know. I know that you were thinking the opposite. You went in your head. You thought I was going to say the other thing. No, because I stand
Okay.
with our brothers.
What do you stand now with babies or parents?
This one's really tough. Sorry for that. But
That was annoying.
sorry for that in the head. Ear holes. Man. Oh, how can you?
This is a fun game, right?
No, this is really terrible.
Just wait. Are you about to murder a child?
I don't know what to do on this one.
Well, we're doing a podcast, so you got to figure it out.
So in my mind, it's like there are all these people are parents. They're taking care of kids too. They could be babies as well.
Yeah.
You don't know. And one singular baby. But babies are innocent.
You have to watch it die.
You didn't specify that.
That's the trolley game.
I mean, you run into the thing.
You're watching this suffer.
No, there's no suffering. You just kill
Maybe.
it instantly.
You don't know. You could only hit its lower half.
Joe, you're so. I have a really hard time morally killing a baby,
As you should.
so I guess I'm killing 5 parents.
Wow. I feel really bad
Which
for
will
those
put
kids that are
which
going
will
to be orphans
put
now.
several kids into the orphanage. Dude, there's no good answer on that one.
My God.
Imagine it was like I'm
You are
killing
a
a baby.
monster.
You're a monster for thinking.
I would have
this
killed
is-
the parents.
Yeah, yes, you would.
That
Probably.
child deserves to live.
And
what were those parents?
I did kill the parents.
Oh, good job. Way to go.
I saved the baby.
Yeah, but now their parents are going to wonder,
You
what
can't-
monster
you
just
can't say
murdered
that.
all my parents?
You were trying to make me out to be the bad guy no matter what. You have an agenda.
All right, I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you before I hit you with a whammy. I
Okay.
promise. This is going to be an easier
And then the
one.
last one's the worst one.
No. Maybe. Okay? Mass Effect or Halo? You're hitting one out of existence. Oh, man. To be gone. Now, obviously Mass Effect is your favorite single-player game.
Yeah.
And Halo, think of all the memories we wouldn't have if Halo was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an easy one.
Dude, just wait. Think of Tally.
I'm going to.
Think of Liara.
Joe, I'm going to get rid of Mass Effect.
That's my boy.
And there's a reason
Halo Reach.
that, but also Halo changed the game. I don't think without Halo you get where the FPS genre is today.
No.
However, I do think RPGs would still exist and also be really good
Yes.
without Mass Effect.
Yes. Agreed. All
Because
right.
you have Dragon Age, you have other things that existed in that ecosystem.
Yeah. All of anime or all of games?
All of anime. That's an easier one.
Well, I didn't know because you don't game as much anymore. So I didn't know if anime was taking
I
over.
game more than I watch anime.
Oh, yeah? Think of how much you and your wife bonded over Attack on Titan.
It was a beautiful moment, but
Never
I
bonded
love-
like that over games.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. World peace or world hunger? Or solving world hunger, you know?
Everybody is hungry.
Yeah.
World peace.
What a boring answer.
But it's true.
World peace is never going to happen.
I truly believe if we had world peace, we could solve those other issues.
Probably. Last easy one. And it's a little bit harder before we. All of history or all of science? Gone. Wiped from our memory.
Science.
Wow. You're an idiot.
History is more important to remember.
You're a straight up idiot.
No, because if you don't remember your past, you're doomed to repeat it.
You think you're smart for saying something that someone else said? Wrong.
That's history.
History, okay, is a bunch of baloney.
Oh, so science has gotten so weird now. I shouldn't say that, but
Okay, so here's the other thing. Look around you. TV, gone. Games, gone. All of it, gone. No science, no technology. Gone. So enjoy your sticks and your reading books of what people used to do and being like, I wonder how they did that. I don't know how to do that.
Interesting. That you think science and technology are the same.
They definitely are.
They're not.
100% they are.
They're completely different.
How?
Because science it encompasses different stuff.
How?
Technology is not in the science study.
Technology came from the science.
Yeah, that's not what it is.
It is. Without science, we wouldn't have technology, dude.
Well, no.
You're insane to think that.
You're insane to think that.
No, you're trying to work your way out of it.
No.
We lose so much more if we lose science than if we lose
I don't
history.
think we actually lose that much.
You're wrong.
I think we lose technology in this way. Oh man, I forgot about like the light bulb and heaters and
we're going back to nothing. For
I
your
didn't
little
think
books.
that one through. But Joe, the Bible's history.
Okay. True.
I'm gonna stick with the history. As much as that would hurt, but
I think that's a rough call.
When you
And
really
it's about to get even rougher.
Okay, well.
Okay. Levi
Nope.
or Kirsten?
Nope, not gonna answer that question.
You have to.
I'm not gonna.
I feel like with that, you just answered.
No. There is no
Well, I guess
answer to
Justice just ended the game, everyone. Really boring ending to an exciting game. There was a lot more answers. But it's gone. We're done.
There's a lot more answers?
There was a lot more that have now been ended from...
Why?
Because I can't skip questions.
You absolutely can. Those are certain things that a husband should not have to answer. And that's one of them.
All right. What's next?
Joseph, that's so funny. You can't... I am my own person. I am allowed to make my own decisions.
You 100%
Just because you make a game doesn't mean I always have to play every single time.
Very true.
Yeah. You could have continued.
No.
I'm just not going to answer between killing my baby boy and killing my wife, Joe.
I felt like that was an easy answer.
It's not.
As a parent, you should go for your child. Not kill your child, just so everyone knows. You should do whatever it takes for your child.
It's not as cut and dry as that.
Okay. Fair. I'm not a parent. I'm not in a relationship. How should I know anything?
The reason is because the only being that you are 100% one with is your wife.
Kind of makes me feel like I'm without going back to a few episodes ago, feeling a little similar to that.
What do you mean?
No, it was a joke that is going to get us in trouble now that we're in our PG era.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'll avoid that one.
I'm down for those games, but the stuff with it would be like having to choose between like you or like mom or dad. Like I just can't.
Yeah, that was further down the road.
I just can't do those.
That's fair.
Like the fun ones, sure, but like those ones.
Those ones are the fun ones.
No, they're brutal.
Well,
they're so sad.
We'll see if you'll let me do this blind ranking next. I have a feeling you won't after that, but...
Why wouldn't I let you?
Shall we go into a blind ranking?
Sure.
Blind ranking. I'm going to have to go back on the time machine.
Before we continue, I want the people to know how aggravated Joe was about me not answering that question.
I spent so much time. I don't think you'll have to let people know. I think they'll be able to tell.
They can tell. Joe, if he could have, would have ended the podcast and walked away.
If we weren't at 28 minutes, I would have ended it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, and that's been What's with 11.
Joe, listen.
I wish I would have done this in a other way around, because that could have been an amazing end if I ended with that instead of doing that first.
I'm surprised that wasn't your ending. That wasn't.
I didn't know how it was going to go.
You mean end of the... Oh, you mean it would have been like for What's with 11?
Yeah, and then just be done with it.
I'm sorry to anger you, Joe. I have principles.
That's okay. Season 2 has just been a rough season for Joe so far.
It hasn't been that bad.
Everything just seems to not be going Joe
I like
in
the
season
trolley
2.
game. It's hard,
Well,
but
it's
there's just
never
certain
coming
things.
back. You've killed it. It will never, ever come back. The trolley game is done.
Are you serious?
Just like all of science is
Are
over.
you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a
Well,
little...
also, I wasn't planning on doing the trolley game every week. So
Oh.
that was just because of last
So
week.
what is this new segment we're doing?
Just like a game show thing, you know? Like a weird game
That's
thing.
a lot more work for you.
Well, you know,
Hit me with one more. What was your last one?
this wasn't the last one, but the next one was Levi or Kirsten, me, mom, and dad.
You horrible person. Just trying
Because
to stack it up.
because I thought for sure you'll choose Levi like a sane person would. And so then I was like, let me sweeten the pot a little bit with some more lives.
Horrifying, Joe.
And there's more.
Did it just extend Levi or
No.
everyone you've never known?
No, that would be ridiculous. But like, someone could have kidnapped us and your child, and you would have had to choose. But to be everyone, that's not in spirit of the trolley game.
Everybody. All right, what Joe?
I feel like we have to do the blind ranking song one more time.
All right. Blind ranking.
We'll see if this gets in here or not. Okay.
Joe, if I veto another one of your things today, I'm pretty
This
sure
is going to
you
be a
will
short
just,
podcast.
Just send it, please.
If you veto this, I'm making you take your mic and give it to Kirsten, and she's playing this game with me.
Listen, it is. I already have had some heat from some people, so I just you know, he's not happy.
I
with
thought
me.
you meant from people in this room.
No.
All right, so this blind ranking,
Okay.
there's going to be a caveat.
Okay. What's the caveat?
You're no longer married.
This is gonna be really weird.
Wipe history. Go back a little bit. Because this blind ranking, and there's a reason why I have this, is because I was reading about it and it blew. I was like, this is awful.
Okay.
The worst ways to find out you've been cheated on.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, obviously, you are in a healthy relationship.
Yeah, I love my
There's
wife.
no fear. Well, that doesn't matter if you get cheated on. But there's no
Okay.
fear of you
No.
getting cheated on. Like, so we are now going to Justice.
I'm not with Kirsten.
You are 21 years old.
Oh.
You got a fresh relationship.
Uh-huh.
Okay? You love this girl.
This is a good list. I like that.
But maybe she's a little toxic.
Okay.
So, here are some ways from...
This is ways that you find out you've been cheated on.
Yes.
This is the
Yes.
blind ranking, and I
Yeah.
have to rank the most awful.
From 1 being the most awful to 5 being like, no, that's all right.
Okay.
Okay?
I mean, none of them are, but
No, you've got cheated on.
not fun.
And let's say you've been in this relationship for 3 years.
3 years, that's a decent
So it's a
amount
good
of time.
relationship.
It's a decent amount of time.
For those that do not know how a blind ranking works, however, a blind ranking works, I will give Justice one answer, and he has to place it 1 through 5, and he cannot change it once it's been placed.
I'm going to do an audio, like a recording of the rules, so you don't have to do that anymore.
Well, it's kind of fun. All right. The first one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Again.
Oh
I
my
really hope that was
gosh.
picked up on.
That was so loud.
I might have some stomach problems.
That was so loud.
Oh my god, it went again.
I hope it does hear it.
So do I. All right. Emotionally cheating on you. Stop it, Tummy.
What does that mean?
So, this is what started the list.
Okay.
Emotionally, shut up, stomach.
You
Good lord.
haven't eaten, have you?
I had eggs
At breakfast time.
around 4 o'clock.
Okay, well that's not as bad.
Huh.
Apparently you're still hungry.
Apparently. You would think 3 eggs would have sufficed for working out and doing all the other stuff, but
No,
whatever.
it didn't.
All right. So this is what started the list. Good God.
They probably can't hear it. Just keep
I hope
going
not.
like
Okay.
they're not.
Okay. This lady came out. I'm so sorry.
It's so loud.
I'm so sorry.
They can't hear it, Joe.
Yeah. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. That she had been emotionally cheating on her husband for years.
What does that mean?
So she wasn't getting, she wasn't coming to him with any like of her problems or any of the stuff. Like she wasn't. There was no. She was like I couldn't feel
there was
any
no
emotional
connection.
connection
Okay.
with him any
So she was
longer.
getting it from someone else.
Yes. Someone at her work
Whew.
became like she said her work husband, but it went to such a stronger level that like she would go out to with like lunches with him and stuff. They never did anything physically. This is all purely emotionally cheating.
I think that's probably because I feel like you're gonna have some doozies for me on this one. Oh yeah.
Nothing actually.
I mean, they're legit reasons.
These are all reasons I saw and wrote down.
Okay. I think this one happens a lot. Actually,
I think it happens all the time and can happen in really actually healthy relationships too.
they can. It can be really dangerous though, because pulling away emotionally is the first step to pulling away in all the other ways.
Yep.
I am going to still put this at number 5 because I feel like still at this point you can fix something.
Yes.
You can change it.
I think that is a very smart pick for number 5.
But it's still definitely you're in the danger zone.
Yeah. All right. Sexting, but no actual contact. That would be rough. And in this day and age, I'm sure happens quite a bit.
It does.
That would be like you find their phone and see it.
And there's nudes or something.
Yeah. Message,
that would
dirty.
be really,
like that would be rough.
that'd be hard to see. That'd be hard to witness. 3. I think that's a 3 right there. I think
No, you know for a fact there's nothing.
You're going to, but at this point you're going through a rough time.
Yeah.
Like there's a really tough conversation and it can go either way.
Yes.
You're either breaking up with this person or they have to have some kind of an amazing excuse. That would be hard to.
And again, none of these are going to be like wacko stories. Okay. She's sitting you down to tell you, I've been cheating on you for months. It wasn't a one and done. Months.
That's number 2.
Okay.
Because that's
What do you do?
that's the crashing of your world right there.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes that not number 1 is that she owned up and told you. Like that doesn't make it better.
Yeah.
But you didn't find out.
Yeah.
You were told.
Yeah.
She admitted.
Okay.
So that's something.
So to work off that, a friend is telling you.
Oof.
Because you might not believe your friend.
No, that's true.
And so this could ruin that friendship.
It could ruin your relationship too if they're lying to you.
But do you believe them? Even if you don't believe them,
They're
telling you.
There are certain people in my life that if they told me, I'd believe them.
And then what would you do? What would you do with that?
I'd
You
confront.
don't have the information.
I would confront.
She's lying. Or she's saying, no, he's lying to you.
Okay.
But this friend of yours is, like you said, someone that you believe.
That's a really tough position.
Yeah.
How much do you love this person?
3 years?
3 years is a long time. Number 4 on this one.
Smart.
Because it does put you in a really tough position with 2 people
Yes.
instead of just 1.
Yeah.
Because your friendship now hangs in the balance.
Hangs in the balance.
And 2, like you're having to either admit that you're in trouble. Like like the relationship's over.
Yeah.
Of 3 years of your effort and time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That would be horrible.
That would be rough. And I think you did the right call. The number 1, classic justice, saving it for last. But this one makes sense. I think it was the right chance. Catching them in the act.
That's definitely number 1.
That would be awful.
It'd be the worst.
I think I would have just changed sexting to number 2, and my list and yours are pretty much the same.
Really, sexting's really bad for you, huh? Like that idea?
I think without being intimate, you're being as intimate as you can in the 21st
That's true.
era. Like that's what long distance is. That's what that's cheating just without touching.
Yeah.
Like if you're seeing that, like that's rough.
Can I tell you, that's never made sense to me.
Me neither.
Sexting in general.
No.
Like, I know that we're millennials, so maybe we don't get it, but
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
it's never made sense to me. Why would you want pictures of yourself out there for anybody?
But also sex, like it's also like I've never thought, oh yeah, I'm just gonna write out this super dirty message,
right.
like of all the things I want to do.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Like that doesn't like to me. I'm like, okay, how horny, or like, how like you have to be in a really weird mindset for all of it
to make this seem okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a weird one. I would never.
We, without saying names of people, we used to work with this guy that would send pictures of his wiener to almost all
the female coworkers.
The female
horribly inappropriate.
And he was like, he was not like the manager.
Yeah,
but he was,
but he
like,
was in a leadership position.
He was. And it just is like, dude, you're not special. Like I don't know what you got going on in your brain.
It made so many people feel uncomfortable too.
Yeah. But that was the first experience of me in America.
Yeah.
Realizing, oh, everyone at work, if they're not like have good morals, is just trying to sleep with each other.
Yeah, it's so true.
Because that's happened at every job I've ever had.
That's the society that we live in.
Yeah.
It is wild, just like the lack of moral integrity.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think I always thought it was a movie thing.
Yeah,
because like you always saw it on movies, like kind of like how every college thing it's all parties, it's all, which I'm sure there's a lot of that because there's a lot of that at work that I didn't realize.
I've heard a lot of stories from my coworkers about like, things they did in high school, and I'm just like,
I wasn't even talking about high school. I was talking about college.
I mean, that happens. High school stuff is even worse.
Dude, I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
That's why I worry about my youth students so much.
Fair.
Like, high school stuff is so much worse.
And especially now, like schools are nutsos now.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's insane.
Absolutely wild. That was a good list, Joe. It's sad, but it is.
Yeah, there was other stuff on there, but
they're so wild
so long, like nutso ones. I was like, this would be great to go through, but I would have to read it all, and I'm not very good at reading.
Yeah,
and so.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to do in that situation. No. Like I've never ever felt like that in a relationship that I'd have to worry about it.
Not even with what's her face?
I know.
Without saying it? Okay.
I didn't. She's not the type.
Okay.
She just could, like, first off, she was a complete shut-in and would never go anywhere.
Got it.
Takes to actively cheat on somebody. You have to actually leave the house.
Yeah, it's fair.
So, but no, and that's a good thing. I don't want to feel that way. I've never.
If you did, that would be a problem.
Yeah, I've never ever felt like I can't trust the people I've been with in that regard.
Yeah. I'm glad. I didn't know if that was going to fit into season 2 or not. So
I don't think that's a non. We can't say PG. The whole idea is that
helps me though, thinking of it in the WWE terms of.
Sure, we're just trying not to be like we're just watching ourselves a little bit more. That's it, and not even that much, just a little bit.
I think if anything, it just created a new monster out of me.
I know, you're just seeing how you can skirt the boundaries.
Skirt the boundaries, but then also just be open with my cult-like behaviors that I would like to become a reality.
It's so ridiculous, Joe. You're not that person.
Not yet.
You never will be.
A quick peek behind the curtain.
Yes.
I know for all the wonderful viewers that have been...
I'm so proud of you. This is the first time you haven't mentioned how a sausage is made when referring to peeking behind the curtain.
Well, if you'd like a taste of the sausage, here's how it's made.
Okay.
Because it's not really about a bunch of that. For those that have been listening to all of our episodes, they're well aware. I think it was on our 10th episode.
Okay.
Which is crazy that we're almost at 10 again
We're almost at 20.
Is this our 20th?
19.
No, that was last week.
I thought 18 was last week.
I'm pretty sure that was 19.
We're
I
on
think
our
this is our
20th.
20th
Oh my
episode.
God, Jed, you got to let me know.
High five. So, which actually makes this perfect, I think. Because
okay.
on our 10th episode, we talked about our wonderful fan from Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, has something happened?
No, there's still a 1% of Ireland that is just hidden strong. Every episode, I can count, like, every episode there that's on Spotify.
They need to reach out somehow.
I would love... They're probably one of the idiots that don't know how to do a poll.
Go to like, you can leave comments on these episodes. Leave a comment.
Yeah. Or we have an Instagram account that we never do anything on. Like, it's just what's with the lemon. Send a message there. We will read it. Please. I really want to know who this Ireland person is.
Yeah.
I think I've imagined a life with us together. So reach out, you know?
You don't know if they're a girl or a guy.
Or if they're super old or young. I don't know.
You don't. Could be an old Ireland person.
I didn't say what kind of life together. I just said a life together.
Just a life together. True.
But America has lost another percentage. We now are 98% American listener, or 97%. Wait, no, 98, yeah.
Okay.
Because we have 1% Ireland.
Yeah.
1% South Africa, baby. We got some of our old Africans watching, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I've been talking to them about it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out, like, because you're saying it was Canned? Canned was listening?
Canned Emperor. I'm throwing out. They've changed those gamer tags.
Have they really?
Yeah, they're not the same.
All right.
I was the most sad when Zombie Man changed his.
What's Zombie Man's?
I can't tell you. I can't say their gamer tag.
No, let's shout them out.
No.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember what it
It
is.
was a bunch of people Justice used to play, like, Xbox, Destiny with, really. It was a Destiny through and through that you were
We
Destiny
played a
boys.
little bit of Halo 5 a few times, but it was mostly
Destiny. You were the Destiny gang.
The Destiny gang, the House of Morons.
House of Morons. I miss Canned Emperor and Zombie Man so much. I still see Zombie Man,
He's
think,
on a lot. Like, he's
online.
watching YouTube or whatever.
Okay. But so I hope they're listening. If they are, just know I don't think about you guys daily, but when I'm on Xbox, sometimes I think about the craziness that would go down.
You would just be in the bag laughing
Howling.
at their shenanigans.
And especially if, I don't know, like Hunter was on there.
Hunter.
I feel so bad for now.
It was Hunter and his brother. I can't remember what his brother's name was.
It was such a funny group that you guys had.
It was really fun. I was not the eldest, actually, but I was one of the older people in the group. We called them squeakers at the time.
Yeah, well, they were.
They were like
especially
14
with
years
the
old.
quality of like
Their
headsets and all that stuff.
I just remember Zombie Man would, when he was really trying to like really dig at somebody, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you really feel like that?" He'd just whisper into the microphone. It was so funny.
God, there's so many.
And then say the most horrible things I've ever heard anybody say.
It was so like, you know, in America they have this whole like, we got to be sensitive, we got to be politically correct, we got to be. You go to South Africa, man.
Nope, not the same.
And if you try to throw any of that there, they're just gonna jump on you so much strong. Like, you are truly the weakest of weak.
It's like, what did you just say?
Yeah, it's like seeing an injured doe as a lion. That's just like, oh yeah, easy prey.
I remember, I mean, one of the few conversations I think I had with like Ben and Steven was once like some of the BLM stuff was happening over here. And he was asking me about like why they're complaining so much.
Oh, dude, yeah. They like either think it's a part of a show or like they're just like, this can't be real.
Can they work wherever they want? Do they have running water in their homes? It's like,
it's America. America is
overprivileged,
the greatest, but also just so full of morons. Probably ourselves included. But
yeah, we're not anything super special.
No, we're homeschooled people.
We're very fortunate to have like the cultural upbringing we did.
Yeah, to grow up somewhere else.
Yeah, it gives you a huge appreciation for where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
One last thing before, and we won't talk about it too much, but I wanted to do this last episode, and our ending kind of made it so I didn't hit on it.
Okay. It was so funny.
It was a great ending. But we are thinking and looking at adding an extra show throughout the week. We will just wanted to throw it out there, throw some feelers, some little danglers to see if any nibbles happen.
Danglers.
Dangies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're thinking that would be the show. We want What's with the Lemon to be our show.
Yeah, me and Joe.
If we ever have guests, we're thinking that would be a part of this midweek thing.
Cool. Gonna have to think of a cool name for that one.
I already got it for you.
What is it?
Yeah. Oh, that's spoilers. Well,
Oh,
wait,
okay.
see. I'm thinking.
What if I veto it?
Well, you can't. I've already made the first episode. You can't.
Is it your solo episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I'm interested to listen to that one. I think it's gonna make me sad though.
It won't. It won't. You'll see. I talk about you nicely.
Not because of that, Joe.
Oh, okay.
That's not why it's gonna make me sad.
But yeah, so that will maybe come out on Friday. We're
Okay.
not sure.
Mondays.
Keep
and
your eyes
Fridays.
out open. We'll
This
see.
is news to me. Kind
Yeah, I meant we'd only talked about it once really,
of. Yeah.
but
I know you've been thinking about things, so.
yeah, and I'll go into it more on that. But like, yeah, I think if we're getting bigger, we need more stuff.
I agree.
And I want this to remain us. So I would like if we ever do guests to have it on same feed, just different show.
Mm-hmm.
Because What's with the Lemon is pure.
It is.
And even though we've added so many people to the What's with the Lemon name before, like Tony, Calvin, and Marielle, it's now back to the OGs. So this is where we are at. OGs.
Shout out to Calvin.
Dude. Not our brother now.
Shout
He has
out
a
to-
pig, you know.
I did not know
I'm
that.
so jealous of that.
Do you ever talk to him? Still?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And there's many kind of scummy reasons for that. Like, I wasn't a great friend, but it is what it is.
Joe, you are the antithesis of out of sight, out of mind.
I am.
And it's not because you don't care about those people.
Yeah, but he was still here. So I don't know what that excuse is. It was just,
You guys have one thing in common.
well, yeah, probably. All right. So we're kind of hitting towards the end of the episode.
You can cut any of that out of you.
Nah, it's fine. It's pretty funny, I think. Justice, what are you playing? What are you watching?
Oh.
You got anything you're listening to?
I have a few new bands I'm trying out. I'm not going to talk about them just yet because I've only really listened to like one or two songs, so I don't know how good they are. But the first two songs I really liked.
Keeping cards
very,
close to your chest,
very,
I see.
very metal, very
Okay.
intense. But
Too much for me, probably.
I don't know.
Okay.
The buddy who told me about them, I said, hey, they kind of have, and very little. Like I mean very little. I was like, he kind of sounds like Chester from Linkin Park a
Oh,
little
no.
bit. He got very upset with
Who
me.
was it, if you don't mind me
David.
asking? David?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He got so mad at me.
Yeah, that's kind of like...
He's just like, no, that makes good people feel bad. I was like, what does that mean?
You had to be really careful with bringing Chester up.
I mean, it's not, he just thinks Linkin Park's awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
screw that. Chester is one of the greatest performers of...
He thinks they sold out, which they did.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
Which is why you admire them so much.
Name me a band that hasn't sold out other than Nothing More.
I was going to say them. But I would say Sleep Token hasn't yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I might.
I'm too scared to look too deeply into Sleep Token, if I'm being honest.
They're scary.
Everything I've looked into has made me want to step further back. So I don't want to look too much deeper because I like them.
They're so good.
And so I don't want to hear about their crazy cult and all this other stuff.
No, I didn't even realize they had one, but it makes sense.
Oh, dude. I've said one of the...
Yeah,
never
I
mind.
know what you've
Okay.
said.
Okay.
But game-wise, I'm finishing up Breath of the Wild and then going to start Tears of the Kingdom.
Again, I didn't realize you had Breath of the Wild or Tears
I
of the
had to
Kingdom.
borrow it from Cooper.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. And my copies were broken.
That's so weird because they worked and then they just stopped
just
working.
stopped working.
It's so annoying that would just happen to you.
Something's wrong with the cartridges. I don't
Only
know
if
what's going on.
That's the problem. Is like if it was on a computer, you could look into files and stuff like that. You can't do that with the
You
Switch.
can't do
it's
that
just
with the Switch.
busted and it's busted.
It's busted and it's busted. So, finishing up Breath of the Wild, which I'm pretty far into that one. So
Just a few years late.
I borrowed the original time I played it. I borrowed it as well. So
Yeah.
he asked for it back before I could.
Oh,
finish
have you
it.
played it before this?
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I'm a decent ways into it. I've already rescued 3 divine beasts. Like
Well,
I'm
you
on my.
were.
It save's still there.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know.
It's attached to Nintendo Online.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So
I'm now confused, but continue.
you don't know what
I don't know what innuendos we're making anymore.
No innuendos, Joe. It's just literally what I'm saying.
Okay.
What else was I playing? A little bit of wrestling here and there, but
Phone game or
real wrestling.
have you tried the Bray Wyatt skins?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you get the gigs for that?
The update was only a few megs.
Okay. I got it.
It was already in the game. And they just
I'm so excited for
unlocked it.
tomorrow, man.
Me too.
We both kind of ran our gigs up this month.
So excited. But yeah, that's what I've been playing that way. What about you?
Watching anything?
What just From and then New Girl still.
Okay. You guys ever watch the
actually,
Attack on
that's
Titan
not
movie?
true. That's not
Ooh.
true. There is
Ooh.
something that we've been watching.
What?
My favorite comedy of all time.
Your favorite comedy of all time?
Yeah, I'm gonna blow your mind on this one.
What is it?
Twilight.
How many times do you guys watch Twilight? I feel like you guys
It's it's like every other year at this
I feel
point.
like it's your wife's like Christmas movies.
It is her favorite movies. And I kid you not, the last one we watched, if it wasn't for me constantly making the worst jokes at like the most intimate moments, she probably would have cried.
Intimate moments? Twilight has
Like-
intimate moments?
Is this shock?
Yeah, actually.
Joe, it's a romance. Like the whole
But
thing
it's
is,
Twilight. Shouldn't it all just be a comedy?
it is.
Here, you just reminded me of something I cannot wait for. One of my favorite things that Justice does every Christmas now is do synopsises of Hallmark movies.
Kirsten Stitch is gonna get a bunch ready to go.
I'm so excited because that's going to be such a good
we
bit
have
for the
so much
podcast.
more time. We have so much more Hallmark movie time.
Dude, it's going to be so
I
funny.
have the best Christmas movie ever.
Which one?
Father Christmas is back, Joe.
But that's so good. I think
so
my favorite
terrible.
one is the ghost one that you,
Christmas Ghost.
dude.
So terrible.
Justice's wife is one of those classic Hallmark wives,
Yeah.
and
She
so-
loves them.
It's great.
They're all the same. Every single movie is
And
the same.
so it was one of my favorite things at work is in the truck. He would just for like 2 hours, sometimes more, would
And
just
you
go
loved it.
step by step through
This movie.
the plot of a
You thought it
Hallmark
was the
Christmas
funniest
movie.
thing ever.
It was always. I can't wait to share that with you guys.
Bo loved it too.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah, we took a break last year. We didn't really watch any Christmas movies, but I think she's gearing up for this one
I'm
to
so
be
excited. I'm
be
so
a
excited.
pretty heck of a time.
Ugh.
You better find some good ones.
Yeah, actually.
Christmas Ghost.
Oh my God, I can't wait. You better take notes.
I will.
Okay.
It'd be great. I mean, do we have 2 hours in our podcast for me to lay into these
No,
movies?
you'll have to do it in a,
Very.
or it could be that secondary episode. You never know. Like I said, we're trying to grow here.
Joe, something else is coming up.
What?
We've mentioned it together.
Oh yeah, what?
Blart.
Oh, dude.
So,
Have we mentioned where we
No.
got this from?
no, which we can.
Yeah.
So there is a podcast that me and my partner Cooper discovered, Till Death Do Us Blart,
Such a good podcast.
which is from I think they're the actual people who kind of started the podcast, the original podcast called Worst Idea of All Time, and they will do this where
Isn't it them and then another my brother?
my brother and me as well, and they partnered to do this Till Death Do Us Blart every year in November, and I think they're on like 9 now.
So great.
Every year in November, they watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, specifically
Yeah.
2.
Yep.
And then they'll get together, and for maybe an hour and a half, they'll talk about the movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
And so you and your partner
We decided to take up the call.
and kind of made every delivery agent either aware of this
Yes.
or take up the call.
Take up the call.
So when I joined Best Buy, you're like, no, well,
You gotta
you
take
gotta
up the
take
call.
up the call. And I have.
Which you loved the podcast.
I love the podcast and I genuinely like
Love
the
Paul-
movie.
You love Paul Blart Mall
I think
Cop 2.
I think it's
You
a
are the
good
most
movie.
You are the most positive.
I've
out of
only done
every-
it 2 years.
No, you're on at
Oh.
least 3 or 4.
This might be my 4th year.
Yeah, because we started it. You kind of jumped on pretty fast. Joe, did we
Yeah.
work together in 2021 or 2022?
I think both.
Okay.
Well, so 2021,
That's when you cut your hand.
I cut my hand.
Okay.
So did we work together for that
Not
week?
really.
You know?
You jumped back in 2022
Yeah.
for about a full year until you broke your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Still
so
with the company.
in November, we watched Blart.
Yeah, I'm
And
very excited for this.
I'm excited too. The last year I watched it in VR, and we'll never do that again.
Yeah. I really don't think we should talk too much about it.
Okay.
Just, I don't want to, I know
No, we're not
we're
stealing
close.
someone's-
I
we
don't
don't
want to
wanna-
step on their toes.
Yeah, but this is
They
a big
get
deal
thousands
for us.
of thousands of,
Yeah.
we get maybe 100. So
This is a big thing.
yes, I'm very excited about it.
Yes.
I think you guys are dreading it a little bit.
I mean, I'm excited because it's fun.
I
but
just think it's such a
you're
good
a weirdo.
movie.
You're a weirdo, Joe.
Yeah.
You didn't say what you're watching or playing or listening to.
Well, I've done nothing but play Life is Strange
That's
for
true.
the past
Please
day and a
don't
half.
talk about it anymore.
I'm just saying that's just what I thought. I didn't
Okay.
think I should say it. And then I've just been listening to the soundtrack to like trying to see what good songs are on there that I really like. And there's some
If
bangers.
you guys don't pity Joseph yet, you probably should.
Did you just call me by my full name?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. I don't think you've pitied me that much.
I do pity you.
I also
sometimes.
the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm no longer ashamed to admit this, I am in love with Max. Straight up in love with her. And done.
And done. Are you in love with Max as much as you are in love with the Punisher?
Oh God.
No, that's
John
a
Bernthal?
That's a good trolley game, Joe.
That's a good try. Can I kill myself?
No.
I want them both to live. That's how much I love them. And with that, that's been What's with the Women.